In the house here with her mask on, appropriately socially distanced from the Parma Snow branch of the Cuyahoga County Library. I am here because school started and we have kiddios and they have to do their online schooling and that sort of stuff, and this is where the Wi-Fi is. I know a lot of you are in the same boat, so yeah, life goes on and we get audits and we have all sorts of risks associated with our lives, and right now we're going to talk about water quality. So water quality is probably not something that y'all think about a whole lot. You get your water potability test and you go on your way. So when you're getting a third-party audit, it's a little more complicated than that, and you've got to start your risk analysis at understanding whether or not you have a well or you have a municipal water source. If you have a well, you got to test your water like twice a year based on your risk analysis, and if you have a municipal water source, you're likely good enough to test once a year. Okay, likely is not your municipal water source tests once a quarter, so if you have access to that information, I want you to be downloading that once a quarter, but your risk is pretty low. I mean, unless you're under a boil advisory, you've got a really low risk. And so then what is your water quality policy? Well, it's that you'll maintain high quality water, that you understand that the water that comes into your process is part of your process, it's part of your sanitation process. It may be an ingredient in your food. And that includes steam or ice. So ice is food, guys. There are a lot of places that do HACCP plans for their ice. And so you got to test it. And when you're testing it, if you have an ice machine, we got to test the ice machine. Okay, you specifically test the ice in the ice machine separate from the water quality. And the reason is because it's that, we call it the last mile, but it's really the last couple of feet. Those ice machines can be wicked dirty, okay? And so this would be the place, if you have an ice machine, it will be in your SOP on how you maintain your ice machine, how you make sure that you only use clean scoops in your ice machine, and how you make sure that water is in fact clean. Okay. So we have that water, and then some of y'all have processing water that you test. Some of you all have water that you use for sanitation. And that stuff all needs to be tested. It needs to be attested by an accredited third-party lab, so an ISO 17025 accredited lab, which you all have access to. And it needs to be tested to EPA standards. You don't really have to go overboard. EPA standards are fine, unless you've previously had a problem. And if you previously had a problem, you need to incorporate that into your risk analysis. Short and sweet today, guys. There's really not much to water potability testing. Your water is either potable or it's not potable. The end. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.